Gemini, welcome to your weekly Sidereal Astrology forecast for January 25th through the 31st. I'm Athen, and this is for Sidereal Astrology, very different from mainstream astrology. If you are new to the channel, be sure to check the description up above for more information. All right, so Gemini, this week we've got a very important week actually for you. Mercury is going to be going back over Pluto and direct, and because he's slowing down, as you can see here in the transit graph, it is spanning this whole week, that conjunction with Pluto. So his momentum stopped on Monday. He goes direct, and then by the time he gains momentum, it'll take the whole week for him to get outside of that Pluto 1 degree orb. So very transformative as it has been. Now this is the third and final aspect with this, and it's all about change with you. Maybe accessing any type of change that you think might be needed with relationships, with your one-to-one connections, with your partnerships of that 7th house, and specifically, you know, with you, just in general, and making whatever changes are necessary, going within, facing any fears, and doing that transformation work. Now, I don't think that this whole week is going to be really emphasizing that necessarily, but there is a pause, especially around Monday, and then all these things that perhaps you've learned these past few weeks about this stuff does begin to move forward, and you can apply it. So it's an excellent week to apply and put forward a lot of these insights that you have gained over these past few weeks. So this is involving your 1st house, but it's also involving your 4th house of your emotions, of your home life, your family life, making changes there perhaps, maybe even with your health. And so it's an excellent week for that, and really drawing the line and doing whatever it is that might need to be done by observing the truth. Because usually with Pluto, we do see the truth, but it's up to us to take that action. So that's going on. Of course, Jupiter's still within 1 degree of that north node. So that's going to be spanning all the way into February. And this is all about this life path shifting for you to perhaps communicate, to learn, to read, to write, to socialize, perhaps do the more practical thing in life. And you got a lot of support for that going into February. The moon's going to be in this bottom part of your chart too. So you probably notice that as the moon is moving forward, that there's things that are probably being activated about those communications, maybe about those feelings later in the week once the moon goes into Virgo. So that's going to be the work week. And then as we go into the weekend, Venus does sextile up to Neptune, which is quite nice. And this is a Venus that's recently gone into your 7th house this early part of the week and the later part of last week. So really lightening up those relationships, I feel like. I think there's enjoyment to be had. There's an easygoingness about it with Venus here. And with a sextile from Neptune can really emphasize that over the weekend. And this is for some of maybe that adventurous spirit or whatnot. So that's going to be Saturday, the strongest. And then as we go into next week, Mercury will be squaring up to Uranus, of course, because of this position. So here it's all about freedom with your work, freedom with your career. What's been pulling you, prompting you to make change there so you can have more of that spiritual freedom. And I think it's an excellent week to apply that and implement that in your life. All right, and it could even be balancing your home life, personal life, and integrating that with your career, since Mercury rules your 4th also. But with you in general, really being open to taking that slow and grounded approach to building your future freedoms. So that's the week in a nutshell. Mars is making his way into your 5th house this early part of the week, so you'll probably notice more motivation to express yourself, to follow your interests perhaps. And this is in retrospect, kind of in comparison to the past 2 months, which have been more so about putting energy towards your home life, or your family life, and your emotional life, maybe even with your health. And that now starts to shift and go into the more creative interests, passion, self-expressive area of the chart where you can have a lot of motivation. Also, too, you're probably focused on the deeper aspects of life with the sun in your 8th, which is a good area for you to gain energy this week, as it has been, and for the next few weeks. Really see what's really meaningful and focus on those aspects of things. All right, Gemini, so have a great week. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.